Hello guys, we are on day 19 of our 20-day tension release challenge. We are going to be focusing on our stomach today, on our core, and connecting to it and stretching out this whole front of the body area that does get neglected a little bit. So I'm happy to have you here and happy to stretch out the abdominals today together. Okay, this is also a really important part of your posture that isn't so obviously linked to your posture as, for example, your back and shoulders, but definitely a very important part. Okay, so we are going to start hands and knees today. Let's get comfortable on our knees on the mat, and I'm just going to place my forearms in front of me. We're going to be doing some pelvic tilts, okay? So these are not only great for stretching out the stomach, connecting to your core, but also for the hip area, obviously so close to your core, and some lower back action. So this should be very nice and soothing. We're gonna come onto our forearms, and we're going to be doing some cat-cows here, but moving from the lower belly. So let's start breathing a little bit here. When you breathe out, we're just going to bring the hips forward. This can be very, very, very subtle. If you are very tight in the lower back and core area, I'm feeling some tension here, pulling in my belly button, and just bringing that belly button down when we go back down, breathing in. So we're going out, and pulling that belly button up to the ceiling, hips come forward slightly, and switching between these tilts with the breath. Breathing in when we drop the belly. Relaxed neck here, you can even just dangle the head. If you are into weightlifting, these are great for anything deadlift related. Obviously, as a woman, pelvic floor exercises are essential. These are also just great to get rid of some of that tightness. It can even build up around the organs in the belly. Couple more just like this. Breathing out when we pull the belly into the spine. Breathing in when we drop. And let's slide all the way onto the stomach from here. Such a great start. Start to feel into the core, connecting to it. And as we've learned the past few days in our challenge together, the more that we connect to an area, the more we can breathe life into it, the more we can release that tension that's been building up there for maybe even months or years. Okay, now that we're on the belly, I'm going to spread my arms wide and just below shoulder level. I'm going to breathe in, I'm just spreading my feet a little bit. It's going to be a little more comfortable. So your first option is to breathe in and up, maybe extending the arms, and then breathing down, 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 down. We're stretching front of the body, but definitely some lower back action. If you do have a very sensitive low back, feel free to put the hands a little further ahead and just stretching out into the arms this way. So wide and far is your more advanced option. I'm going to be doing the slightly gentler version with you. So we're breathing in, moving the chest forward, lengthening front of the body, the core, and then breathing it down again all the way. It's almost more like a wave movement rather than a push-up or an exercise. Slow and steady. If you feel comfortable after a couple of times, you can bring the hands a little closer. That's going to allow you to open up a bit more at the front, but only if the lower back allows. Syncing every movement with the breath. Two more of these wavy openers. Strengthening the spine as we go along. And rolling it back down, breathing. How can something be so relaxing and building some heat at the same time? We're coming on to our knees next, and we're staying up high on the knees. So don't worry about sitting down on your feet. We're going to place one hand on the floor. You can always put something underneath, like a book or a block if the floor feels a little far today. And then we're breathing up and over. Big side body stretch, stretching the side of the abdominals. We're going to circle it up and over to the other side. Landing. If you do need padding on this side too, you can always pause the video and go and place something under your hand. Big reach up and over. And then circling all the way up. Loads of length. Someone is pushing your hip to the right, pulling your arm to the left, breathing out as we switch. Big movement every time. And let the neck relax at the bottom or look up and make it a little bit more active. Maybe feeling this in the lower back, in the hips, so getting all those core benefits. So good. And we're going for a last one now. Still breathing. Stretching it out. Breathing it down. Let's come back onto the back. Take a pause here from a little bit more of an active movement. It's so good. Let's pull the knees into the chest for a little reset here. We're going to keep the knees bent, extend the arms along side, shoulder height. I'm going to make a little tabletop with my knees, so no worries, we aren't going to be doing intense abs. We're going to keep that calm focus and just dropping the knees to one side. And then big breath out when we bring them back to the middle. So a tiny bit of core strength, but trying to keep that calm, meditative mindset. Maybe pausing in the twist if you need a little pause. So we're breathing in, dropping the knees. Maybe a pause, breathing out, back to the middle. We're getting a nice little lower back massage with this as well. Keeping it easy for ourselves, no straining. Breathing it out. Totally fine if your shoulders don't stay on the floor during, but keeping them relaxed nevertheless. Let's do one more to both sides. And back to the middle. Let's stretch those legs out in front. Oh. arms up overhead, really long hip flexors, stomach, big reach in the arms, loads of length at the front of the body. I'm just bringing the arms back down, relaxing here, closing today's session.